Faye Arjumandi, founder and CEO of Mimic, aka the troublemaker at Mimic. It's great to be here. I gained so much knowledge just over the past few hours and last night that I'm hoping I don't get into hallucinating situation of my old knowledge and the new one. What I'm going to talk about today is really the underlying digital infrastructure that requires for AI agents to run, operate, discover, and communicate with each other on any computing device, from your phone to microcontroller to data centers. So we are entering the era of AI automation and autonomous decision-making. In a sense, AI is driving the automation and autonomous decision-making. And hopefully it's going to take us from data mode to knowledge and wisdom mode. And as Sam Altman said, compute is the next crucial currency. So the question is, how do we utilize every computing device, from connected glass to the phone in your pocket, to tens of compute in your car, to actually have the ability to run those AI agents and work together and interact with each other the same way that humans are interacting? And to do that, we need to rethink the software architecture and the business models. Because today's cloud-native architecture is actually outdated. The applications are tethered to the cloud like a baby. And the apps don't interact with each other. They're designed for a specific task and a specific job. The networks are choking. I just tried to send a text message to my friend and didn't go through, you know. My Slack application button doesn't even work if I don't have connectivity. There is no offline first approach. Today's amount of data over network is equivalent to 900,000 autonomous vehicles per day. And this is just 900,000 autonomous vehicles as a total, as an example. Now imagine billions of connected devices, billions and billions of AI agents want to communicate with each other. 5G, 6G, 10G is not enough. You have to utilize the power of device. Data security, data privacy, application developments, complexity of porting these applications, they all causing headache. Every day as I work with these applications, I'm like this, I'm tense. Why is this not working? Why is that not working? We are a slave to the applications. They're not there to help us and enhance us. So, and then the amount of compute is increasing every day. A car is not just one iPhone on wheels. You have tens of them. You have application controller units, GPU units, hundreds of microcontrollers. They all have different operating systems. They all have different application running. And all of them constantly need to cloud and come back. And the workloads of all these applications right now are running on cloud. How do we bring them to the device, right? That's the key. And one idea of creating a digital twin of every workload, every AI agent, every transaction in cloud is actually not going to be scalable. One is not going to be scalable. Two is basically we're giving all the data up for somebody to tell us what to do, as if you and I are sitting here, and for every word that I say and every comment that I make, and instead of just talking to you, I have to call somebody for that somebody to send that message to you, and we're all just sitting here interacting with each other. So to create a digital twin of every physical object, of every workload, of every transaction is cloud is not scalable. What we need to do is to create a model where workloads can naturally interact with each other. How many times we heard that introduce yourself to each other. Maybe there is a collaboration opportunity. And when I introduce myself, I have multiple faces. I have the face as a founder of the company. I have Faye as a daughter. I have Faye as a wife. I have Faye as a sister. There are so many skill sets. I'm a snowboarder. I'm a rollerblader. You know, there is collaboration at every aspect. So I am walking around, but I'm probably a millions of AI agents. And these AI agents with other people's AI agents need to collaborate and interact with each other. And we need to be able to discover each other. So AI agents that composed of microservices, and that's one thing that we're constantly hearing, AI agents, AI agents, AI agents. They are practically a series of microservices that are trained on a specific aspect. And they are like swarm that they can, for different tasks and different talent and different expertise, can collaborate and come together to drive a workflow. So yes, generative AI is the first step. Content creation, all my slides, thanks to generative AI, are from utilizing that Copilot. But the workflow of a car needs to communicate with a drone. The robot that cleans your pool at the bottom of the pool need to communicate with the robot that cleans the surface of the pool, because otherwise they tangle with each other constantly, which is my experience. Therefore, I have to move one robot out for the other one to communicate, versus the two can naturally interact with each other. So it's about decomposition of monolith to microservice, which actually happened in the cloud world. Where people talk about cloud native, they talk about serverless, they talk about microservice, and they talk about API that they can say, hi, my name is Faye, I'm a founder and CEO. Hi, my name is Faye, I know how to rollerblade. So this is the decomposition that we're talking about, that now AI agents can kind of either utilize one, collectively, for themselves, for others. I can do the task myself, or I need to call for help and collaborate with someone else. Data is a king. We heard this over and over the past decade. But many organizations are overwhelmed with the siloed data. Why? Because there is no context. The context inferred by sending a lot of data out there, and then somebody assemble it and say, oh, I think this is a solution for Faye as a person. Versus, what am I? Who am I? Who am I serving? What am I talking about? What is my context here? My context here is to talk about technology, or my context here is to talk about person. Am I a service that's serving Faye as a person, or am I a service that serves Faye as an entrepreneur CEO? That changes. The task may still be the same. The caching of the data may still be the same, but it's a cache for me as a person versus a cache for me as an enterprise CEO. So context is really the next level. And that's when Salesforce said software is changing the world, NVIDIA said AI is changing the software that's changing the world. We at Mimic say context is the changing factor of AI, is what makes AI practical. So therefore, it's time for software solutions that operate like human. They interact with each other, they collaborate with each other, they can change based on the context, almost like the shapeshifter in a Star Trek. And the last item, every step you take, every move you make, somebody's watching you. So we need to treat data as a financial asset, whether it's my personal data or is an enterprise data. I'm an Uber driver. I'm already paying 60% of my fee to Uber, but it takes my data to disintermediate me and create a robot taxi. That data need to be an investment fund, because now they're changing the organization technology strategy based on my data, and I won't have an income. So that need to be my investment, and I need to be able to decide what piece of data I give to who, for how long, what operation they can do on it, and how to monetize it, so that I can sit by the pool, enjoy my AIs to work and run for me. And last, AI agents and microservice workloads on any computing node creates the business model of knowledge as a service at every level: compute level, workload level, data level, And that's the extension of software as a service. So if I have one remark to leave you with, think about software solutions, think about microservice, think about API, and think about decomposition. Thank you very much. You didn't even have my clock.